Good afternoon. It's my second year hosting these awards. I got involved with Headway about 18 months ago. I was working on a radio documentary at the time and continued my work on that, and I think you might see a bit later on. In addition to that kind of work, I've also done what I think a lot of people in this room have done in the last year, and actually got involved in some fundraising for Headway. Hold Fast, who I think are handing over the baton for fundraising this year, asked me to come up to Nottingham and do a charity bike ride. And I'd just like to offer some advice to anyone who's planning on doing a swim or a run over a considerable distance. It was 100 miles, this bike ride. Doesn't actually sound that much compared to some of the achievements of some people in this room. And also I think I've seen that a couple of guys have just done 14,500 miles on a bike recently, so it really pales into insignificance. But I would just say, doing 2 20-mile training rides is not good preparation for a 100-mile bike ride. And I found that out about 20 miles into the ride. The reason I'm telling this story is just, as I said, for a little bit of advice. Do train properly for any fundraising that you're planning on doing, or you will end up, like me, unshowered, having to drive back to London at the end of the bike ride, still in my cycling gear, desperate for some food, in a Burger King service station, hunched over my single meal, feeling pretty sorry for myself, and it's a long way from the Dorchester Hotel, I can tell you that, but do train properly, that's my advice. Big thanks to Headway for asking me to come back and do this. It's really an honour to be up here. It's an absolute pleasure to award these fantastic finalists some recognition, and it's not just them, it's everyone they're representing across the charity. So congratulations to everyone, and thank you for Headway for asking me to come. Right, today's finalists, they've achieved exceptional feats. They've shown outstanding dedication, all of them truly deserving of the accolades that they'll receive up here today. Now, on your tables, you'll see the event brochures. Hopefully you've had a little bit of a flick through them already. They contain some brief information about what makes each and every one of these people so special. I urge you to have a look at them, and also go to the Headway website. There's plenty more about each of our finalists, and of course work of the charity on there. The incredible thing is that these 12 special people are, as I said, representing thousands of other brain injury survivors today, carers, volunteers across the country, and they're performing equally heroic acts to either show that there can be life after brain injury, or give their all to help others in need of support. To everyone helping Headway in any way, shape or form, I offer my sincere thanks and admiration, and I'd encourage you all to do the same. But we are here to acknowledge these 12 people, so let's crack on, shall we? The first award to be presented today is the Alex Richardson Achiever of the Year Award, sponsored by Slater and Gordon Lawyers. Now, as Peter just explained, the first award is named in recognition of the extraordinary achievements that have occurred in the name of Alex Richardson. He was just 21 years old when he died after sustaining a brain injury, and since then, his family and friends have done an incredible amount to raise awareness and improve services for people affected by brain injury. Alex's parents, Chris and Annie, are with us today. I'd like to invite them onto the stage to assist James in making the presentations for this special award. Joining Chris, Annie and James is Deborah Johnson from Slater and Gordon Solicitors. Now, it's always very difficult to define what constitutes a significant achievement following brain injury. Every brain injury is, of course, unique. Every person is unique. Therefore, is every road to recovery, and it takes many different forms. Today's finalists do have something in common: their determination to keep going, to never give in order to achieve more than was ever expected of them. So our first finalist, without further ado, is Jeff Maehl, and he comes to us from Headway Cardiff.
Okay, go.
By the way, well done, Jeff.
Well done, Jeff. You deserve it.
Well done, Jeff. Nice shot.
Okay. I nominated Jeff for this award because he gives his all to everything that he does, his studying, his working, his socialising, his volunteering. And when you take into account all the difficulties that he has, that's when he becomes remarkable.
I'm thrilled that he's having some recognition, you know, whether he wins or otherwise, he's having some recognition.
He deserves that fully, doesn't he?
We know how much work he's put in over the last 3 years.
It's been so hard.
This is not about 3 years. This
is about all the time.
His whole life.
That's a good point,
all the time.
No, that's very true.
Yeah,
you're right. Ever since, from day one, from the day he had his injury to the day he completed his masters, he's just worked and worked and worked and worked.
Yeah.
We're very proud of you.
Our next finalist is from Headway South East London, North West Kent. There's Jaime Mckechnie. Photo time, Jamie.
Hi, my name's Ellen and I nominated my husband Jaime Mckechnie for a Headway Achiever Award because I feel like he's come so far in the last 4 years since he suffered a traumatic brain injury in 2011. He was attacked with a single blow to the back of the head in an unprovoked assault and left unconscious on the street, and basically spent about 5 months in total in a coma and then a further 6 months in rehab when he left in a wheelchair. 4 years later, he's now walking completely unaided, and he's also reached his goal of riding his BMX again, because that was always his biggest passion before it happened. He also is volunteering 4 days a week in his local bike shop, which has just been amazing for his rehab and brought him so far, having to deal with customers every day and just be in that working environment again. And he's also starting his own business selling BMX parts within the shop. He never sees any challenge too great. Like all the obstacles that have been put in front of him because of this brain injury, he never lets that stop him and just goes for anything that he wants to achieve and believes that he can do it. And that motivation and determination has really brought him to the point that he's got to today. His amazing achievement, despite everything that's happened, just really deserves recognition. And I love you, Jaime, and well done.
Right, so that takes us to the winner of the Alex Richardson Achiever of the Year Award, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stephen Lomas, and he's from Headway Stockport and South Manchester.
Hi Stephen, congratulations on being shortlisted for Achiever of the Year. The reason that I nominated you is that it's been many years worth of study for you, so it's not been a short-term project, and over that time you've had some ups and downs, and throughout all that time you've still managed to get your assignments in on time, you've still aimed to get high grades, and obviously that's all paid off and you got a first-class degree. The other reason is that you've helped Headway along the way, so everybody at Headway Stockport in South Manchester loved the video that you made. We're incredibly proud of that video and we was really honoured to be asked to take part in it.
I want to say well done, Stephen. You really do deserve this, and it's a fantastic video you've done as well. Good luck.
Hi Stephen, all the best for your award. I hope you win it because you really deserve it. Your video was really good and I'm really pleased for you. Hope it all goes well for you, mate. See you soon.
Good luck for the Achievement Award. Best of luck.
Good luck, Steve, from a fellow city support.
Well, that's bad luck. Good luck, Steve.
Wow. I've been around, knocked down, now I'm back again. They're lines from a song because 10 years ago, my accident happened about 11 years ago in 2004, and for the first couple of years of that, I didn't even want to be around. And when you sat at home and you don't even want to go out of the house because your behaviour is so embarrassing, your behaviour is based entirely on the fact that you've got a head injury, and you say things before you have a chance to think, and it's embarrassing, it's humiliating, and you feel completely alone. And if it wasn't for Headway, I would still be at home completely alone. And it was Headway dragging me out of the home, convincing me to leave, get out of the house, convincing me to go once a week to the drop-in centre, to go to various trips and weekends away to youth hosteling with Headway, and they really brought me out of my shell. And obviously I made that film for my degree, but I didn't just make it for myself, I made it to show people that Headway are of crucial importance to people like me and to various other people like me, that they need to be supported, because people look at me and there's nothing wrong with me. I've got a scar on my arm from a car accident. I've got a thing sticking out of my head because I'm deaf in one ear. But I don't look any different. I certainly don't look disabled. And that's the stigma about head injury, that somebody can look like there's absolutely nothing wrong with them, but they need a hell of a lot of support. And that's why Headway is absolutely vital. And I'm proud that my film helps Headway, and I hope that I can do more to support Headway. And besides, I'm qualified now, so I need a job.
I don't think I've quite had to follow anything like that before. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I don't think anything else needs to be said to talk about this charity, really. Our next award is for Carer of the Year, and Stuart Brazenton from Withy King is here to help us present these awards alongside James. Now, caring for someone affected by brain injury can take on many forms. It ranges from providing 24-hour-a-day care through to helping with practical issues, being a friendly shoulder to lean on, all of those things that requires dedication, courage, patience and love. And our three finalists here today have showed all of those qualities in absolute abundance. So without further ado, please welcome to the stage our first finalist, Katherine Edgington. She's from Headway, South Staffordshire.
Before her family. She makes sure every day that I'm safe, that I'm where I've got to be. She makes sure that my partner knows I'm safe. She talks to him about what appointments I've got, so I don't have to think about it. She runs my life, but in a good way. My daughter speaks to her when she's upset and worried about me, which is really good. She spends so much time with me, or dealing with me, or making appointments, or running me all over Stafford to different neurologists and MRIs and goodness knows what. If she didn't do what she did, my partner would have lost his job, because he cannot be at home with me the amount of time that Katherine is. So without her, we'd be in dire straits. We would have lost the house and everything. But she's never, ever, ever let me down, ever.
That's what we'd like to say to Katherine.
Thank you, Katherine.
Thank you.
Finalists from Headway Lancaster and Morecambe Bay, Ollie Veal.
Hi, I've known Warren and Molly for 2 years when I joined Headway Lancaster and Morecambe Bay. I think Molly's been the push behind Warren's recovery. He's come on leaps and bounds since he's joined our group, and I wish Molly all the best.
All I can say is that very well done, and you're amazing to Warren, and you have the look of all of our grief passed on to yourself. I hope you win when you go.
Hi Molly, just wanted to say good luck for the awards. I hope you get it, you definitely deserve it. I remember when you and Warren first joined us at Headway Lancaster and Morecambe Bay, when you were still quite new to the area, and what a lovely couple you were then. I remember seeing what Warren was like back then. He was still very much heavily dependent on his wheelchair. And he's now off doing triathlons. Of course, that is also Warren's sheer determination, but your love and support, no doubt, will have really helped him with that. And you two make a lovely couple, and it's lovely to see you together. You're more than just a carer. You are a life coach. You are a partner. You're his best friend, and you really do deserve to win this award. So good luck.
She deserves it. He deserves it. They both deserve it as a family, as a unit, as a one. They make things happen. It's great.
Of course, that leaves just one, our 2015 Carer of the Year, Charlie Poring, and he comes from Headway Dorset. Sorry, she comes from Headway Dorset. Apologies, Charlie.
Hello, I'm Anna Corving and I've nominated my sister-in-law Charlie for the Carer of the Year award. I didn't know Charlie very well when she and Jake first got married, but 4 years ago Jake was knocked off his bike. He was on his way to work as a senior radiographer at St George's Hospital in Tooting, and from that moment on, all of our lives changed beyond recognition. 4 years ago, Charlie was told that Jake would never walk or talk. He'd never feed himself or wash himself or dress himself or do any of the things that you and I take for granted. But Charlie refused to accept that. She saw that Jake was still Jake, even underneath all of that injury and everything that he had to overcome. And every single day since then, she's been his advocate. She's fought for him. She's made sure he's had the right treatment. She's engaged with legal teams to fight for compensation for him. But beyond that, she's seen Jake. She's seen the man she loved and her husband beyond somebody who was so profoundly damaged by his brain injury. And today, 4 years later, they have rebuilt their life. It's not the life that they thought they would have when they get married, but it is a life full of joy. Jake can do all of the things that we were told he would never be able to do, and I firmly believe that that's because of Charlie and the way she's lived her marriage vows every single day over those last 4 years. So, congratulations, Charlie. You'll always be a winner to me.
Thank you, Stuart from Whitby King, for assisting with the presentations, and we move on to Volunteer of the Year. So much of the incredible work that Headway does across the UK to support people affected by injury is a result of the volunteers. We owe a huge debt of gratitude to the thousands of generous, caring, dedicated people who each week freely give their valuable time and expertise. Now, none of these people do what they do in order to win awards or accolades. We definitely feel that they deserve all the praise and thanks that come their way. We can do just that here today, of course, by recognising our three fantastic finalists. So this is Jenny Kennedy from Anthony Gold Solicitors to make the presentations for us. First up, from Headway Suffolk, Humphrey Adair.
I've known Humphrey for about 8 years, volunteering at Headway. Humphrey just quietly gets on with it. He's in the background, but he's always assisting the clients and the staff. Humphrey is an extremely valuable member of our team.
I've known Humphrey for 13 years, since I became CEO of Headway Suffolk. First knew him as a consultant surgeon at Ipswich Hospital when he referred a client to us for rehab. I decided there and then I wanted Humphrey on our board of directors, but being a consultant, he was far too busy at that time. However, once he retired, I then jumped on him and invited him to come onto the board. He's an excellent board member, helps with all the nitty-gritty and all the fundraising, always there to give the staff support and encouragement. We're very, very lucky to have Humphrey.
I've known Humphrey for the 6 years I've been here at Headway. Always find him extremely polite, a very caring and compassionate man. He loves the woodwork and he's nothing to see him sweeping the floor in there, cleaning up with the clients, and he is an excellent person to have around.
I've known Humphrey for several years while at Headway. He is a genuine, old-fashioned gentleman, and he is a pleasure to know.
Well done, Humphrey, on getting this award.
Next up from Headway Darlington and District is Jean Martin Savage.
As I stare at my reflection.
Well, I nominated Jean because I think she's a winner. I think she's a winner irrespective of whether she wins this award or not. If I go and look it up in the dictionary, which I did, the word Jean, it means gift from God, and if I went to any one of our members or a member of their family, they would say Jean was a gift from God. She works tirelessly, 24/7, selflessly, endlessly and tirelessly to deliver the very best service. She goes over and above. So Jean, this was our way of saying thank you so much.
She's wise with lots of integrity. She's nagging, but if I'm honest, that's necessary.
Who's to say it will be okay? They don't live with this pain each and every day. Who's to say come on and let it be?
I'm thankful that when you retired, you just didn't hang up your boots. You continued that drive and that passion to rebuild lives after brain injury.
I want to thank you for giving me the confidence and reassurance I didn't have before I started coming to Headway. Thank you, Jean.
I just wish we could clone Jean Martin Savage and have her present in every single Headway group and branch around the country.
Was not for me.
So the award for Volunteer of the Year then goes to Jill Leandro, and she is from Headway, West Kent.
My name is Lisa Rye, and I'm the Service Manager for Headway in West Kent. I nominated Jill for Volunteer of the Year as I felt it was about time her commitment to our services was recognised. Here are a few more reasons why, but in the meantime, good luck Jill and have a great time today.
Hi Jill. You're a nice, gleaming and generous person bringing invaluable quality and happiness to us all.
Thank you, dear, for all the cast. It's fantastic.
As President of Headway West Kent, thank you Jill for all your years of dedicated commitment as a trustee.
Thank you, Jill, for helping me with my math work. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, believe me.
Thank you for the time and opening your shed up at Woodwork, Jill.
Our volunteer genuine Jill does her generous nature fulfil.
An infectious smile is her personal style.
She's caring and kind.
A remarkable find, loving patience and carpets are Jill.
I've been told to be very brief, but I do want to just say a few words, and I've written it down because I knew that my head would be all scrambled. I just want to say that I'm honoured to be a finalist, and obviously being a winner at these awards, it's been a wonderful feeling. I've come here today with people who are all part of our team, staff, volunteers, members and trustees, who all work hard together to make everyone's lives as happy as possible. I love the people I work with, and I'm amazed every day how well the Headway members cope with their lives, all dealing with a situation they weren't prepared for and could happen to any one of us, as we know. I am humbled by every one of them every day. I want to say thank you to the team, especially Lisa, our manager, who keeps the team together and who works immensely hard. Headway West Kent is a wonderful organisation, and I'm really proud to be part of it. Thank you.
Thanks to Jill and also to Jaime Mckechnie and Anthony Gold Solicitors for giving the awards out there. Final category, time flies, doesn't it, is the Stephen Mcaleese Outstanding Contribution to Headway Award. The award is named after a man who epitomised outstanding contribution, who dedicated his life to helping others, defying the effects of his brain injury in the process. And a former Achiever of the Year himself, Stephen remains an inspiration to all those who had the privilege of knowing him. Now, we're honoured that Stephen's parents, John and Susan, are of course here today to make the presentation, and I'd like to welcome them up onto the stage along with Paul Bleasdale QC from number 5 Chambers. First finalist is from Headway North Devon, Jim Isaac.
Hi, I'm Kathy Wellington, Coordinator for Headway North Devon, and I nominated Jim because Jim is the linchpin of our little group here. He's the most supportive and non-judgmental man, so kind, so gentle, and really, really good luck, Jim. We're all behind you.
For Jim, how does North Devon Headway meet so well, each Tuesday with merriment and laughter? 'Tis caused by him who leads the way, Jim Isaac, of course, with his laureates local.
Oh, but he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us, and so say all of us, and so say all of us. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us.
Founding member of Headway North Devon, and he devised his own daily pain following a spinal cord injury to continue his good work. Fantastic stuff, Jim. Our next finalist is Robert Wilson, and he is from Headway, Oxfordshire.
We're here today to shamelessly promote and support the nomination of Robert Wilson, our very own Robert Wilson. He is a fantastic guy, and he's just been so incredibly supportive of our organisation in an absolute host of different ways, raising funds, raising awareness, coming in and working with our service users. He's been a trustee since 1991, and he tirelessly supports everything we do, and he does it with just sort of warmth and affection and joy and happiness in his heart. So rather than just continuing to talk about all those things, I thought it'd be a bit more fun in Headway Oxfordshire tradition to play a little game with you. Instead of playing Where's Wally, we're going to play Where's Bobby. So if you'd like to come with me, we're going to go and find out where Bobby is today. So here we are at the Headway Goes Global board. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find Bobby. Where is he on the board? Let's have a look, shall we, dude? Here he is balloon racing in Switzerland. So after his ballooning, we follow him east, right the way down to the Himalayas. And we know he was there because we see his footprints there around the base camp of Everest. Here he is in South Africa, and then one of the most amazing things in my mind he did was down at the South Pole, and we know he definitely went here because you can still see the footprints in the snow.
Trouble is, where is he now, dude? What's that? Where? You think you spotted him? Okay, let's have a look, see if we can find him.
In London. Oh yeah. At the Dorchester, you say?
You have got incredible eyesight.
So if he's in the Dorchester, he must be somewhere in the audience. Let's have a look. Oh, there he is!
It's happening now, isn't it? Come on. Have a couple of minutes.
I'm very nervous. I'm delighted to be here. I wasn't expecting this, but I'd like to dedicate this prize to my friend Chris. Had a dreadful accident 30 years ago, and it's nice to see him here. Thank you, Chris.
So we're now at the final award of the day, the 2015 Stephen Mcaleese Outstanding Contribution to Headway Award. That goes to Peter Shor, and he is from Headway, North Dorchester.
Hello Peter, it's Neil on behalf of everybody at Headway, all the volunteers and the management committee. And I'm here to offer an apology actually, because what took us so long to nominate you for the Stephen Mcaleese Award for Outstanding Contribution to Headway. I really can't imagine, after what is now, I think, your 111th year at the helm at Headway, North Derbyshire. We finally got around to doing what we had always intended to do, which is nominate you for this award. There isn't a more deserving candidate that we can think of for everything you've done really over many, many years at Headway. And listen, even if you don't win the award today, you're already a winner for the hundreds of people that you've helped out and inspired in Derbyshire over those years. So you don't even need the award, but there you go. Good luck on the day, and I hope it all goes well, and I really hope you enjoy the day. Take care.
Yes, like everybody else, I've been told to keep it brief, but it's a wonderful time for me to be here amongst so many people who are dedicated to the cause of Headway. What I would like to say, just as Bob said a little while ago, that I'd like to dedicate this award to the Headway North Derbyshire volunteers who have actually supported me in everything that I do and what we do to support people who are coping with brain injury in their lives. Thank you very much indeed.
Sincere thanks as well to John and Susan Mcaleese for making the presentations. Thank you also, of course, to James and to Paul Bleasdale QC from our category sponsors. So 12 amazing finalists, videos to come. I promise you can have a go at me outside if not. It's humbling and inspiring, of course, all the same time to hear and read about the lives of these people. I'd like to ask you to join me in giving one more round of applause to all of this year's Headway.